Hi, welcome to my video on simplify cube root radicals. One method to simplify cube root radicals is find the perfect square, perfect cube factors. Let me explain. Let's do some examples. Simplify each. So the cube root of 24 is 8 times 3. The cube root of 8 times the cube root of 3. So that's 2 cube root 3. And the cube root of 625. So 625, we probably pick out that it's 125 is a perfect square because I got a 5. And 125 times 5 will give you 625. So the cube root of 125, or sorry, I got a 6 root here. The cube root of 125 is 5. And then you have to go cube root 5. It could be written down if you want. The cube root of 125 times the cube root of 5. Because 125 times 5 is 625. Break it up into two pieces, or you can just go cube root of 125 is 5, and you can't do the cube root of 5, just write it down. The cube root of 54, look for perfect. 54 is 7/8 or 56, 27. I got a 54, I see a 27 times 2. 27 times 2. The cube root of 27 is 3, and you can't do the cube root of 2. But to do them this way, you have to recognize the perfect cube. This is 5 cube root. 128 is a 64 times 2. So that's 5. And that's the cube root of 64 is 8. Cube root 2. So this is 5 times this, so that's 40 cube root 2. Again, you have to pick out the perfect cubes. And sometimes, if you can do it, great. If you can't, then I have another method coming up right after this on the next page. Practice, simplify each. So 40, what perfect cube is a factor of 40? It's 8 times 5 is 40. The cube root of 8 is 2. And we can't do the cube root of 5. The cube root of 7,000. 7,000, the perfect cube is 1,000. Times 7. The cube root of 1,000 is 10. Can't do the cube root of 7. Cube root, you need 3 factors that are the same. The cube root of 8 is 2 because it's 2 times 2 times 2. The cube root of 27 is 3 because it's 3 times 3 times 3. Number 3 is 7 over, excuse me, 7 over 2. Cube root. Perfect cube factor of 16 is 8 times 2. So that's 7 times the cube root of 8 is 2. And we can't do the cube root of that 2 that's there. And the 2's cancel out, we multiply, so we get a 7 cube root 2. And number 4, we have a negative times, so that's a negative 2. Break down 270. I see a 27 as a perfect cube of 270 as a factor. 27 times 10, so it's negative 2. The cube root of 27 is 3. Cube root of 10. So that's negative 6 cube root 10. So recognizing, picking out the perfect cube as a factor. That's one way. Another way is to do it by prime factorization. And prime factorizations, we break the number down. So let's take 48 and break 48 down. We can break 48 down by going 6 times 8. And right away, if I do 6 times 8, I have the answer. But if you go, it's even, and go 48 divided by 2 is 24, divided by 2 is 12, divided by 2 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So you have if you do it that way, you have the cube root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And the cube root is 3 of them, so there's 3 2's. So that's the cube root. That's an 8, so that's a 2, and what's left over is a 6. That's if you do it that way. But if you recognize that it's, again, 8 is a perfect square, 8 times 6, so that's 2 cube root 6. If you break it down to prime factorization, for every 3 factors that are the same, you pick 1. If you do square root, for every 2 factors that are the same, you take 1 out. And let's do 81. 81 is 9 times 9. And a 9 is 3, 3. That 9 is 3, 3. So if you do 81, you got a 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And there's 3 3's here. The cube root, that's a 27, so that's a 3. And then this 3 is left over. 250. Let's break 250 down. 250 is 10 times 25. 10 is 2 times 5. 25 is 5 times 5. So 250 cube root 2 times 5 times 5 times 5. So the cube root of, there's 3 5's here, that's a 125, so that's a 5 cube root 2. And that's just another way of breaking it down. Remember, cube roots, you need 3 factors the same. Square roots, you only need 2. That's the only difference. And simplify these, the cube root of 320. And 320 is broken down into, I see a 10 and a 32. A 10 got a 2 times 5. 32 got 4 times 8. And if you keep, you got an 8 here, which is a 2. You got another 8 here. So you got 2 8's there. But if you keep going, 8 is 2 times 4. So if you write all that down, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 2's. And you have also a 5. So that's an 8. So that's a 2 out. That's 2 times 2 times 2. That's an 8. So there's another 2 out. And the 5 is only one of them, can't come out. So that's 4 cube root 5. Because that's a 64 times 5. And we have 5, and we have to break the cube root of 48 down. And I see, again, prime factorization. I can go 6 times 8. I can go 2 times 24, which is 2 times 12, which is 2 times 4, which is 2 times 6, which is 2, that's a 6 there. 6, 2 times 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 2's. And 1 3. Cube root, you need 3 of them. So that's 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So that's 5. So the cube root of 8 is 2. And the 2 and the 3 are only single, so they can't come out. So that's a 6. So that simplifies to 10 cube root 6. And number 3. negative 3/5 the cube root of 625. So negative 3/5. And 625, I see a 5. 5 into 625 goes a 125. Again, I could stop right now because I have a, if I break it down, so if I go 5 times 125, because that's a perfect cube that I see, that's 3/5. The cube root of 125 is 5, and the 5 got to stay in, and the 5's cancel because I'm multiplying, so it's a negative 3 cube root 5. So breaking it down to prime factorization, you need 3 factors the same. And that's simplifying the cube root radicals. And if you like my video, click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Visit my website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more videos, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.